when it comes to research from most so-called evidence-based treatments, what we see is we know what we research and we research what we know. And it's this cycle that just continues to look at, well, what if we did CBT in 8 days instead of 12 treatments? And what about prolonged exposure in this version versus this version? And so we haven't seen a lot of scope for innovation in mental health. And what's also true is that the plural of anecdote is not data. So we see lots of stories of people on horses or with archery or something else like that and says, well, you know, this horse saved this person's life, which isn't really true, right? That's not how it works, and you can't carry a horse around in your life. So I think there's responsibility on the innovators to engage in rigorous and in data collection and evidence-based work, which is something we're committed to doing, so that we're not trying to have a discussion based on beautiful pictures and testimonials. And at the same time, there has to be a humility on the part of traditional mental health authorities to recognize that what we're doing is not working for the vast majority of people who struggle. If you took 900,000 veterans who were struggling post 9/11, half of them will never go to mental health. What is mental health doing or not doing to help drive those people away or towards treatment? Right? And we know why they won't go. Of the half that will go to treatment, somewhere between 40 and 80% will drop out after a few appointments. They won't complete protocols. So now you start to look at, we're dealing with a very small chunk of 900,000, and they want to tell us that treatments are working when people get down like to the sort of completing all of those checkpoints. And I think we can't do that. We leave a lot of people hanging out to dry and at high risk of suicide and other kinds of mental health issues and miserable lives when we do that. And I think that it's part of our mission is to, as responsibly and as collaboratively as possible, is to have these conversations, is to say, you know, this stuff's not working, here's why. We know this from the ground up. We know this from the voice of clinicians. We know this from the voice of clients. And what we're going to do is represent what does work better. And in many respects, I think of Boulder Crest and our aspiration to expand to 8 more places as creating a charter school model. Build a city on a hill, show what works, and figure out how to integrate what's working there that works better than traditional approaches back into the mental health system and study it the whole way through. And we are committed here. A core part of our principles is to never deliver catch and release programming and to measure the evidence and the efficacy of everything we do. And we will do that, and we will happily do that in partnership with third parties or with independent evaluators if they come knocking at our door. We're certainly open to that.